Hook. Have you ever studied English for months, maybe even years, but when you try to listen to native speakers, everything sounds like one long, fast, noisy sentence? You listen, but you don't understand. You hear words, but you can't catch them. You watch movies, YouTube, podcasts, but your brain feels lost. If this is happening to you, I want to tell you something very important. It's not your fault. And no, it's not because your English is bad. There is a real reason why you still can't understand native speakers, even though you study every day. And today, I will show you exactly what that reason is and how to finally fix it. Let's begin. Script. Why you still can't understand native speakers even after studying for years. Part 1. The truth nobody told you. 2 minutes. When you study English in school, or with traditional methods, you learn words, you learn grammar, and you learn sentences. But all of these things are clean, slow, and perfect. Your teacher speaks slowly. Your book gives you perfect examples. Your listening exercises are clear and easy. But real English, native English, it's messy, it's fast, and it never sounds like the examples in the book. And this creates a big problem. You learned dictionary English, but you are listening to real English. That's why your brain gets confused. Part 2. The speed problem. 2 minutes. Native speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in groups of words, chunks. And when they speak fast, these chunks connect together like this. I don't know turns into I don't know. Did you eat turns into jeet. Let me see turns into lemme see. What do you want to do turns into what do you want to do? So when you listen to English, you are not hearing separate, clean words. You are hearing connected sounds. This is why you say, I know this vocabulary, but I don't recognize it when they speak. Because in real life, native speakers don't say the word the same way it appears in the dictionary. And that's why your brain feels slow. Part 3. The sound system problem. Here is something very few English learners know. Your brain needs to train your ears to recognize the sounds of English. This is not vocabulary. This is not grammar. This is simply ear training. Just like musicians train their ears to recognize notes, language learners must train their ears to recognize English sounds. But most people never do this step. They only study from books, apps, and grammar videos. So when they listen to real English, their ears panic. Your brain says, this doesn't sound like the English I studied. And that is exactly why understanding native speakers feels impossible. Part 4. The speed shock effect. 1.5 minutes. There is something called speed shock. It happens when you listen to English that is too fast for your level. Your brain stops listening. You feel lost. You feel stressed. You feel tired fast. And when this happens, you can study for years and still have weak listening skills. This happened to me too. When I first started learning English, I tried to watch TV shows like Friends, but I couldn't understand anything. Everything felt too fast, too connected, too chaotic. So I thought, maybe I'm not good at languages. But that was not true. The level was simply too high for me at that moment. Part 5. Why slow content helps. 2.5 minutes. So, how do you fix this problem? Here is the secret. You must listen to content that is slow, clear, and easy first. Not because you are weak, but because your brain needs time to adapt. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't start with 100 kilos. You start small, then grow stronger. Listening works the same way. If you start with movies, your ears will suffer. You will feel lost, you won't see progress. But if you start with educational YouTube videos, podcasts for learners, slow storytelling, simple conversations, or channels like this one, your brain will slowly begin to understand patterns. You will start hearing sounds you didn't notice before, and step by step, your listening will become natural. This is exactly what I did when I learned English, and later when I learned Spanish. And trust me, it works.
Part 6. Native speakers don't speak full, clear English. They speak reduced English. They remove sounds. They merge sounds. They shorten words. Examples: want to, wanna. Going to, gonna. Give me, gimme. Get you, getcha. Kinda, kinda. A lot of, a lotta. So even if you learned English correctly, you're not listening to the version you learned. You're listening to a different version, a fast, reduced, connected version. That's why you understand your teacher, but not the actors in a movie. Your teacher speaks school English. Native speakers speak real English. Two different languages. Part 7. The missing step: repetition listening. Most learners listen one time, don't understand, and then move to something new. But this is a mistake. Your brain needs repetition. If you listen to something 3, 5, or even 10 times, your brain starts recognizing patterns. You start hearing words you didn't notice. Your ears become sharper. This is called deep listening. Choose one short video or one short podcast and repeat it every day for a week. You will be shocked how much more you understand on day 3, day 5, and day 7. Repetition is not boring, it's how babies learn, and it works for adults too. Part 8. Why you understand some people, but not others. Maybe you noticed something strange. You understand some native speakers easily, but others feel impossible. Why? Because every speaker has a different speed, accent, rhythm, pronunciation, energy level. Some people speak smoothly and clearly. Some speak fast and mumble. Some have heavy accents. Some talk with slang. Understanding one of them does not mean you can understand all of them. It's totally normal. This is why one movie feels easy and another feels like a completely different language. Part 9. Your listening level and your speaking level are not the same. Many learners think, I speak well, so I should understand well. But this is not true. Speaking and listening are different skills. You can speak great English and still struggle to understand fast conversation. Because speaking is output, listening is input. You can control your speaking. You cannot control how others speak. That's why you must build your listening level separately from your speaking level. They grow in different ways. Part 10. Building your listening ladder. To finally understand native speakers, you need a listening ladder, a simple system where you move step by step from easy to difficult. Here is a powerful ladder you can follow. Step 1. Slow, clear content. Very easy. Podcasts for learners, story videos, educational English channels, simple YouTube lessons. Goal: train your ears and recognize basic patterns. Step 2. Faster, but still clear. Easy medium. Storytelling channels, vlogs with good audio, Intermediate level podcasts. Goal: start recognizing reduced forms like kinda, wanna, gonna. Step 3. Real conversations. Medium. Interviews, podcast shows with two people talking, street interviews with clear speakers. Goal: understand natural speed without stress. Step 4. TV shows with subtitles, medium to hard. Use English subtitles only. Pause. Rewind. Look up slang. Goal: catch idioms, fast transitions, sarcasm, humor. Step 5. TV shows without subtitles, hard. Watch short clips, not full episodes. Goal: train your brain to survive without visual help. Step 6. Fast movies, very hard. Marvel, sitcoms, drama, police shows, comedy shows. Goal: full natural understanding. And remember, you do not jump from step 1 to step 6. You move slowly, calmly, step by step. That's how your listening transforms.
Part 11. The problem isn't your English. It's your expectations. Many English learners have a wrong idea. They believe that when they understand one movie, they should suddenly understand all movies. But listening doesn't work like that. Each movie has a different accent, a different speed, a different type of humor, different slang, different background noise, different emotion and tone. So when you understand one show but struggle with another, it doesn't mean your English got worse. It simply means the difficulty changed. This happens even to native speakers. Some Americans don't understand Scottish movies. Some British people don't understand fast American slang. So relax. Difficulty changes. Your ears need time. Part 12. The hidden enemy, background noise. Something you might not notice. Real shows have noise everywhere. Traffic, music, breathing, laughing, echo, sound effects, people talking at the same time. Your brain isn't used to processing English plus background noise at the same time. That's why YouTube teachers feel easy. Their audio is clean. Movies feel hard because your brain must separate the English from the noise. This takes time. It's a skill. And the more you expose yourself to real audio, the better you get. Part 13. The Accent Magnet Strategy. Before trying to understand all accents, you need to choose one main accent to focus on for several months. This becomes your accent magnet, the accent your ears learn first. For example, American accent, British accent, Australian, Canadian. When you listen to one accent every day, your brain builds a strong base. Then when you hear new accents later, they become easier to understand because your brain already understands the core of English sounds. So at the beginning, choose one accent and stick to it. After that, everything becomes easier. Part 14. Why you need active listening. There are two kinds of listening. Passive listening. Listening while cooking, cleaning, walking. This helps your ear get familiar with the sounds. Active listening. Listening with full attention, pausing, repeating, shadowing, looking up vocabulary, writing notes. Most learners only do passive listening, but native speakers are too fast for that. If you want to finally understand movies and shows, you need both. Passive listening is exposure. Active listening is progress. Even 5 minutes of active listening can change everything. Part 15. Why shadowing works better than subtitles. Shadowing means repeating what you hear 1 or 2 seconds after the speaker. Why is this powerful? Because when you shadow, your brain is forced to listen carefully, catch reduced words, match rhythm, copy stress and intonation, follow natural speed. When you do this regularly, your ear becomes sharper and your mouth learns how real English flows. Shadowing trains your listening through your speaking. For example, speaker, what are you going to do later? You, what are you going to do later? At first you will feel slow, but after a few days, you'll begin hearing things you never noticed before. This is one of the fastest ways to improve listening. Part 16. The power of micro-goals. Many learners say, I want to understand everything. But understanding everything is not a goal. It's impossible, even for natives. Instead, you need micro-goals, like, today, I want to understand 3 minutes of a podcast. This week, I want to understand 1 short scene from a movie. Today, I want to learn 5 new phrases with audio. I want to rewatch 1 video until I understand 80%. Small goals lead to big progress. Micro goals remove stress. They make the journey fun, and they keep you consistent. Part 17. Why consistency beats intelligence. You don't need to be naturally good at languages. You don't need a high IQ. You don't need perfect grammar. You only need one thing: consistency. 5 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Your ears need daily training like your muscles at the gym. If you give your brain just a small amount of English every day, your listening will improve automatically, slowly but surely. And before we finish today, I want you to remember something very important. Understanding native speakers is not a talent. It's not magic. It's not something you're born with. It's a skill that grows every single time you listen with intention, every time you slow the speaker down, every time you repeat a sentence 1 more time, every time you shadow a short clip, and every time you choose the right content for your level. Maybe today you still feel confused. Maybe fast speech scares you. Maybe you feel like you'll never understand them. But that's not true. If you follow the system we talked about today, if you start with slow, clear English, if you train your ear step by step, you will improve. I promise you, you will. Because no learner started at 100%. Everyone, literally everyone, started from 0. Even native speakers took years to understand fast, connected English. So don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yesterday you. If you improve 1% every day, in a few months, you'll listen to native speakers and say, wow, I actually understand them now. And remember, progress is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's slow. But it's still progress. So keep going. Keep listening. Keep practicing. And most importantly, don't give up on your English. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm proud of you, really. See you in the next episode.